talked a little while ago about that town or city of 850 people, and that the county was.
Yeah, if they become a city, there would be the largest city in Wakulla County, and the two other cities are about 260, and that's St. Mark's, and I believe Sock Choppy is just under 500 people.
Why was the county opposed, and can you talk a little bit about some other examples?
They didn't want to lose any money.
Okay, and how about around?
I mean, we're not talking about a lot of money.
Sure.
I mean, we're talking about 852 population, and these the formulas are population driven. So we're talking peanuts compared to the county's budget.
Have you experienced other like larger areas like this, where local governments, county governments, or whatever? I'm just curious what the reasons might be for opposing the incorporation. Is it strictly just the money?
In the few cases I've seen it, it was strictly money. But if you go into it saying you want to keep the major MSTU, MSBU of law enforcement and fire in place, it would be difficult. I wouldn't see a big reason where the county would want to oppose you. Whereas if you went in and say you're wanting to dismantle all of that stuff, then it's going to create a financial turmoil on them providing services outside the boundaries of Port Charlotte.
The turmoil would be on the county side, on the
Right.
internal side, where they gain control over the police and fire.
But it's going to come at a cost,
Of course,
and probably a higher cost. That's why I would suggest keeping those two big things in place.
The other side of this thing, from the county's aspect, when you take a look at that drawing, what you've done is you've gutted the tax base of the county. And by doing, you're going to have severe opposition from the county on this. It's gutting, if you end up with that as your parameters, you're gutting the tax base of the county. And I think there's going to be a problem.
Well,
I don't think the county is going to object to incorporation. In fact, I think they're going to be in favor of it. Because here's the problem you have in Charlotte County. It's such a huge area and it's so diverse and it's very hard to manage. Most counties, many counties, have, Sarasota is an example. The county commission there has a lot less responsibility than the Charlotte County Commission. Lee County the same way because you have all of these incorporated areas. The county will still get its dime. They always do. But it's going to be a lot easier to manage. Now, if this works, the next step would be to incorporate West County, and the county would be in favor of that.
Absolutely. In fact, West County is, and I can't prove it, but I have always suspected it, that West County is probably a net taker of tax revenue as a provider. And I can't prove it, but I suspect I could with enough time. The problem is that Charlotte County is ungovernable as it is now. And, it almost wants to be broken into 3 governable areas. And West County is a natural break off from it. And everything not in West County is another natural break, and everything on the other side of the river is another reasonable break. But I'm not sure this makes sense to me.
I have a question. How is the county commissioners elected? Is it a
My
countywide,
district.
single member district?
No, it's countywide.
Countywide election, and then you live within an area?
No, we live in a district.
5
Okay.
districts.
There's an awful lot of voters in Port Charlotte. If the county commission says, we don't want you to have the choice of deciding whether you want to become a city or not, county commissions, politically, that wouldn't be very advantageous.
Well, you've got a situation here where you're looking at one of the oldest counties in the country per capita. And if you want to see one huge fear, it's any additional cost. And if they have any suspicion that something is going to cost more money, they're going to run the other way. And That's a hard sell.